How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to the next Pokemon Champions Team Spotlight, where we build unique teams in the VGC doubles meta and then provide an in-depth breakdown on how the team functions that is then accompanied by some battles showing the team in action. Sorry about my voice as I got sick recently, but I am pushing through for y'all to bring you more content, so I hope y'all appreciate that. Today I'm extremely excited to show off the team, as I feel it not only uses one of the more popular Pokemon, but it is currently underrated in the VGC doubles meta to me, and this is a team that I felt very good piloting in the current pretty centralized meta, so that is all really exciting. I'm still personally having a blast team building in the Pokemon Champions meta, but I know lots of people are starting to fatigue on the prevalence of Charizard-Y, Garchomp, Basculegion, and Kingambit on nearly every team, but I find it easier to counter the meta when it's centralized like this compared to when it's more open. Obviously, countering the meta is so much easier said than done, which is why building this team and ironing out the rough edges took a while, so I apologize for the delay. However, I now feel fully confident in the current version of this team, so let's get into breaking it down. For context, Wolfe recently dominated the online Global Challenge Ladder Tournament with a Fissure Parish Trap Snorlax team, and while that kind of strategy isn't my personal cup of tea, the usage of Snorlax got me thinking. With how dominant Charizard-Y is compared to any other Mega, a Pokemon with Snorlax's special defense stat, while also getting access to Thick Fat as an ability to further tank Fire-type attacks is very appealing. So, I decided I wanted to build a strategy around Thick Fat Snorlax. I quickly decided for my particular strategy, Belly Drum would be the best way to utilize Snorlax as a formidable attacker that can take over games under Trick Room instead of having to go for the more defensive strategies like Stockpile, which once again just doesn't fit my personal playstyle. If you're unaware, Belly Drum maxes out your attack stat, so basically +6 stages increase into your attack stat in exchange for half of your maximum HP. Considering Snorlax is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, as he's so iconic and I have fond memories of using Recycle Snorlax during the Sun and Moon VGC days where we had buff Super Citrus Berries, I was so excited to build a team around this guy. Let's break down our Trick Room Belly Drum Snorlax team. First up is the GOAT himself, Snorlax. Snorlax is appealing in the current Pokemon VGC meta due to him having an amazing ability in Thick Fat, which halves damage from fire and ice type moves, alongside an enormous 110 base special defense stat, which gives him a good matchup into the most popular Mega, Charizard-Y. Furthermore, Snorlax is a normal type, so he notably has only one weakness in fighting and also has an immunity to one of the most broken moves in the meta, Basculegion's Last Respects. Snorlax is one of the slowest Pokemon in the game as well, as he only has a base 30 speed stat, making Torkoal and Mega Camerupt the only notable Pokemon that move faster than him in Trick Room. However, they both want to spam fire-type special attacks, which Snorlax doesn't mind thanks to Thick Fat, coupled with his enormous special defense stat. When facing off against Charizard-Y, if they aren't invested in defense, Snorlax can OHKO them with Rock Slide. However, I'm noticing a lot of Charizard-Ys are running bulkier EV spreads to survive Rock Slide, since their damage output is still insane in the sun without full investment. Snorlax has a ridiculous base 160 HP stat, which also goes a long way for its survivability, and it makes chunking your health with Belly Drum not feel as bad as it would otherwise on Pokemon like Azumarill. Our Snorlax has a moveset of Rock Slide, High Horsepower, Belly Drum, and Protect. Belly Drum and Protect were must-haves, since Belly Drum is how we turn Snorlax into the wrecking machine that we need him to be, and Protect is necessary to avoid fakeouts and to stay safe as we set up Trick Room. However, it was not easy deciding on those two attacking moves, but I eventually settled in on Rock Slide and High Horsepower. These two moves were the ideal choices for 3 reasons. First, going for Belly Drum will not be optimal in every single match, so I found the combination of rock and ground coverage to be the most useful when attacking without the boost, as Facade does laughable damage without a burn boost or some other sort of boost, and Double Edge is too much recoil damage on a Belly Drum Snorlax set where we're already chunking our health. High Horsepower also notably OHKO Sneasler, one of Snorlax's biggest threats. Second, there's a lot of formidable ghost types in the meta, so having to predict around them due to running a normal stab move started to feel pretty bad when I was running it that way, especially against Sinistcha in particular, who resists High Horsepower while being immune to the normal stab. Then, the third reason is after going for Belly Drum, you need to get the most out of your Trick Room turns. Rock Slide simplifies this for you since it's spread damage, so you avoid wasting turns attacking into Protects. When looking at the meta, a large amount of the most formidable attackers utilize spread damage as it's so strong in VGC doubles, with Charizard-Y, Garchomp, Aerodactyl, Megafloa, and Sylveon all being common examples of strong spread attackers. Moving on to the EV spread, Snorlax has 1 EV invested into HP and special defense with full investment in attack and defense alongside a brave nature to hit as hard as possible and be as slow as possible. Snorlax's biggest drawback is its base 65 defense stat, so full investment is needed there for survivability as its special defense and HP are already formidable without investment. 1 EV is being invested into HP because it makes Snorlax's HP stat an even number. This is a must due to the fact that we need to drop below half HP when setting up Belly Drum at full health in order to activate our Citrus Berry and give us that 1/4 of our health back. There isn't any notable calcs for this Snorlax set as it just maximizes its damage output and survivability to make going for Belly Drum as reliable as possible. With Snorlax as the face of the team, I knew I needed a Trick Room setter, and while Farigiraf is the most commonly used Trick Room setter, I had my eyes set on a different one. This is where Mimikyu enters the team. Mimikyu works best on this team for setting up Trick Room due to it being a ghost type, so it's immune to the fighting type damage that threatens Snorlax, and it's also immune to Fake Out. Mimikyu also has an amazing ability in Disguise which allows it to block the first attack it's hit with, and it only loses 1/8 of its HP instead, which is amazing in general, but especially good on a Trick Room setter. This ability also allows Mimikyu to run Mental Herb as its held item, which prevents Taunt and Encore from working on it the first time they're used. We are running a moveset of Play Rough, Shadow Sneak, Trick Room, and Psych Up on Mimikyu. Mimikyu's moveset was one of the harder ones to settle on as Mimikyu doesn't hit the hardest even with an attack increasing nature without a boost, so Swords Dance was intriguing over Psych Up since it's more reliable, but I stuck with Psych Up since it's a good unexpected option that we can use on Snorlax to increase Mimikyu to +6 as well, turning it into an absolute demon, especially if its disguise hasn't been broken. Furthermore, I wanted a priority move on the team for knocking out Focus Sash users and other low health Pokemon, which is why we have Shadow Sneak, but Shadow Claw and Phantom Force hit so much harder when you need Mimikyu to deal more damage, so those are options worth considering. Mimikyu's EV spread is extremely simple as it's just max attack and HP investment with a brave nature to hit as hard as possible and be as slow as possible. Mimikyu's main objective is just to set up Trick Room, but if we can pull off the Psych Up into Snorlax, it becomes a sweeper itself, especially with priority. Psych Up does also go through Protect, which is nice, however keep in mind it can be redirected by Rage Powder. Moving along, I knew I wanted a redirection Pokemon for Snorlax to make it easier to avoid fighting type damage and to avoid getting encored into Belly Drum. I also knew I wanted a way to heal Snorlax since Belly Drum chunks a good amount of its HP. This made the next Pokemon an easy addition. It's Sinistcha. Also on Wolfe's Snorlax team, Sinistcha is a no-brainer partner for supporting Snorlax thanks to its access to redirection while being a ghost type, so it's immune to the fighting type damage that Snorlax is weak to. Then, Sinistcha's ability Hospitality restores 1/4 of its allies' max HP, which is great for offsetting the health Snorlax loses from Belly Drum. Sinistcha is also a Trick Room setter, relieving some pressure off of Mimikyu to set it up. Our Sinistcha's moveset is Matcha Gotcha, Rage Powder, Trick Room, and Protect. Protect is the obvious outlier here as that slot is usually reserved for Life Dew or Shadow Ball, however I just wasn't finding good opportunities to use Life Dew when I had it on its moveset. Also, opponents often predict Sinistcha to not have Protect, so I like the mind games of being able to protect it from double ups and get off a free attack with Snorlax. I feel Protect on Pokemon that don't often run it is good, especially on ladder where your opponents don't know your moveset. Sinistcha's EV spread is pretty typical with full investment and then 14 EVs in defense and 20 EVs in special defense with a relaxed nature that makes it as slow as possible for Trick Room. This Sinistcha's EV spread allows it to survive Adamant King Gambit's Kowtow Cleave, regular Tyranitar's knockoff, and Mega Frostlass's Blizzard. Since Snorlax has to have our Citrus Berry, we're running leftovers on Sinistcha instead as it's much better for staying power than any of the damage reducing berries. Alright, so we added 2 support Pokemon alongside Snorlax to maximize his potential. However, we need some strong attackers other than just Snorlax. I also knew I wanted a Fake Out user as it is one of the better ways to reliably set up Trick Room. This is where Sneasler enters the team. Sneasler boasts one of the fastest fake outs in the game while also dealing heavy damage with an attack boosting nature. Snorlax Mimikyu Sinisha is a bit weak to Incineroar and King Gambit, two Pokemon with top 5 usage in the game, but thankfully Sneasler deals heavy damage to both of them. Sneasler is rocking out with a moveset of Close Combat, Dire Claws, Rock Slide, and Fake Out. Dire Claws knocks out prominent fairy types like Sylveon and Mega Floette, while Rock Slide OHKOs any Charizard-Ys that aren't heavily invested in defense. The EV spread is very typical with full attack and speed investment with an adamant nature for max damage output while not lessening speed, so we can still outspeed and OHKO the threats we need to. The one standout thing on our Sneasler is its item and ability, as we are running a Focus Sash Poison Touch Sneasler instead of the more common White Herb Unburden set. Since our team is very Trick Room heavy, we do not want the speed increase from Unburden. Also, with a Focus Sash, Sneasler feels less out of place in Trick Room since it can take any one hit and it overall allows us to play more freely. One example of this is we can go for Rock Slide into Charizard-Y plus Garchomp without fearing being OHKO'd in return by Garchomp's Earthquake thanks to Focus Sash. Overall, I believe Focus Sash Sneasler is a bit underrated. I initially tested lots of different moves on Sneasler such as Coaching, Swords Dance, and Feint. However, I found Rock Slide to be the most effective. Looking at the team now, I knew I wanted another formidable attacker in Trick Room since relying solely on Snorlax isn't wise. I also ideally wanted them to be a special attacker since Pokemon like Mega Scovillian and Intimidate heavily neutralize physical attackers. I considered Torkoal and Mega Camerupt, but I did not like how badly those two match up into Charizard-Y and Basculegion, two of the most used Pokemon in the meta. Then I finally found the Pokemon we needed, Mega Drampa. Mega Drampa fit what I was looking for due to its typing of normal dragon, making it immune to Basculegion's Last Respect while also resisting its Wave Crash. Drampa also resists both of Charizard-Y's fire and grass coverage options, giving it a good matchup into two of the format's biggest threats. Also, an underrated part of Drampa's toolkit is that, in its base form, it gets access to Cloud 9 as its ability, which eliminates the effects of weather. This is great into the meta that's loaded with sun, rain, and sand teams, making regular Drampa a legitimate usable option for certain matchups. Mega Drampa's full moveset is going to be Hyper Voice, Dragon Pulse, Earth Power, and Protect. I personally did not want to lower my special attack 2 stages with Draco Meteor, so I preferred Dragon Pulse, especially since it still OHKOs Garchomp. I also considered Flamethrower over Earth Power so that we could better deal with Mega Scizor and Corviknight, but neither is that popular, and Earth Power is better into most steel types, especially our Chaladon. Mega Drampa's EV spread is very simple with full investment in HP and special attack with a quiet nature to maximize our damage output and be as slow as possible, and the 2 leftover EVs are thrown into defense. With the base 36 speed stat, Drampa works well in Trick Room while also having a good matchup into the most notable slower threats of Torkoal and Mega Camerupt. However, Drampa is faster than Mega Carbomino, so be careful against that one. When Mega, Drampa's ability changes to Berserk, which boosts its special attack 1 stage when an attack knocks it below half health. This boost can be so deadly as Drampa's Hyper Voice rips through teams once it has that +1 special attack raise. With a base 110 defense stat and a base 116 special defense stat, Drampa is a fantastic bulky threat with a solid typing that provides us the special attacking Trick Room threat we needed. Since it's also weak to fighting, it feels right at home alongside Sinisha, just like Snorlax. When considering what I wanted from the final member of the team, I decided I needed 3 things. I wanted a strong attacker that could work outside of Trick Room since it's unrealistic to expect it to always be up. I wanted a fairy resistance that could OHKO the most common fairies in the meta, and I wanted an Earthquake immunity since the attack is spread damage, so having Sinisha didn't feel like enough. This Pokemon took me forever to decide on, but I eventually chose Mega Skarmory. Mega Skarmory has a staggering base 140 attack stat, alongside a base 110 defense stat and a base 100 special defense stat, making it a formidable bulky hard hitter. Its base 110 speed stat also means it could work well outside of Trick Room. With fighting types being a bit of a concern, I wanted a way to delete them fast, and Skarmory provides us that with Stab Brave Bird. Then we have Stab Ironhead for deleting fairies. I heavily considered Corviknight here, but I just did not like its damage output, and with Snorlax being the centerpiece of the team, there's tons of matchups where Mega Drampa isn't brought, so running 2 Megas actually makes a lot of sense for this team. Skarmory has a moveset of Brave Bird, Ironhead, Swords Dance, and Protect. I initially had Rock Slide over Swords Dance for Charizard-Y, but considering a Rock Slide miss means Skarmory gets OHKO'd by any fire type attack, I eventually decided it shouldn't be our Charizard-Y answer. Also, thanks to Fake Out support, redirection, and Skarmory's just good typing, it has good opportunities to go for Swords Dance, and once it has that +2 boost, Brave Bird OHKOs almost any Pokemon in the meta that doesn't resist it. Mega Skarmory's EV spread is going to be 25 EVs invested into speed to outpace modest Charizard-Y and Adamant Garchomp. Then full investment in attack with an adamant nature to hit as hard as possible, while the remaining EVs are dumped into HP. Skarmory's biggest downfall is that dealing good damage with Brave Bird means you're chunking your own health with recoil, as the user takes 1/3 of the damage it dishes out. Thankfully, we can heal off some of that damage with Sinistcha's Hospitality. And alright, that's the team. The most common leads I go with are Sneasler plus Mega Skarmory or Sneasler plus Mimikyu. The reason I like these leads is the Fake Out support from Sneasler supports Mimikyu and Skarmory super well. Skarmory is allowed to go for Swords Dance with the Fake Out support, and Mimikyu is allowed to reliably set up Trick Room. Snorlax is basically always left in the back so he can come in once Trick Room is set up to not get chipped down before he's able to set up Belly Drum. Mega Drampa also prefers Trick Room up before being thrown into the battle, however you can purposefully allow Mega Drampa to take damage to activate Berserk and then set up Trick Room, making him an even more scary sweeper. Sinistcha is also basically never led due to wanting Hospitality to heal up teammates on switch-ins, especially since we're not running Life Dew. The team's biggest weaknesses are its reliance on Trick Room, its reliance on physical attackers, and Thick Fat Snorlax being the only ice resistance. With no access to Wide Guard, spread damage gets around Mimikyu's disguise really well and can result in it being overwhelmed before setting up Trick Room. In games where you bring Mimikyu plus Sinistcha, you have to keep your other attackers alive since these two do not deal considerable damage on their own. Then, Rock Slide, High Horsepower, Matcha Gotcha, and Play Rough can all miss, so you need to keep that in mind when using these moves. Getting Snorlax switched in safely once Trick Room is set up, on top of not taking too much damage when you go for Belly Drum, is the hardest part of piloting this team correctly, as too much damage on Snorlax makes setting up Belly Drum impossible since it only works if you have more than half of your max HP remaining. The other thing to keep in mind with that too is you don't want to waste too many turns of Trick Room getting Snorlax set up, and then now he's overwhelmed by faster attackers. Nevertheless, the team once optimized felt so good to use, and almost all of my losses felt like user inflicted errors, so I am pretty proud of this current iteration of the team. Here's the team ID for those of you who want to use it as well. As always, I just ask that in return you subscribe to the channel and let me know how your games using the team go in the comment section below. Don't forget that I stream games using these fun teams every Tuesday evening and most Saturday mornings as well, so please consider following me over on Twitch. There's always a link in the description. And lastly, don't forget I'm growing a fun Discord community of like-minded VGC players and indie gamers, so feel free to also hop into the Discord with the link provided in the description. But alright, let's hop into the games using the team. The first batch of games are going to be using the older version of the team that had all the same Pokemon, just different movesets, as I feel these games are still good quality and worth showcasing. Then the latter half will be using the fully optimized version of the team. I hope you all enjoy the games. Thanks so much for watching. Alright, we get into our first game. Let's hop into this Master Ball tier ladder and see exactly what we can do. I am a little bit on the lower end of the Master Ball tier due to like testing the team and going through a lot of growing pains with that, so hopefully we can give y'all a little bit of a worthwhile showcase even though we're not the highest in the Master Ball tier ladder. There's still so many meta teams, and I think bidding meta teams is noteworthy whether or not you're playing in the highest tier or not. But anyways, I can't see my own, so I have to look at the other screen because I can't see my own timer. And let's move this over here so I can see that properly. Alright, so we got Charizard-Y, Mega Charizard-Y, Basculegion, Whimsicott, Aerodactyl, Garchomp, and King Gambit. So right off the bat, one thing I'm thinking is Whimsicott is probably, I don't know, a lot of people aren't running Sash Whimsicott and they're running like Citrus Berry Whimsicott, so that doesn't mean that it can't be Sash Aerodactyl, but part of me wants to believe this is double Mega still, either way, and it could be Sash Whimsicott. I still see Sash all over the ladder even though top level players aren't playing Sash. Anyways, we really got to figure out our lead here, so I'm going to lead Skarmory Sneasler. I'm going to go Mimikyu in the back. Do I need Mimikyu in the back? Who do I want in the back? Who do I want in the back? It might be Mimikyu Drampa. Yeah, I think that's it. Just to get up Trick Room later on. Cause yeah, it may be turn one, switch into, depending on what we see. Heavily depends on what we see. But it may be switch into Mimikyu, set up Trick Room, you know, yada yada yada. Especially if Tailwind goes up. We are on a 5-game win streak, so definitely doing some things. I finally got some drip. My character's no longer a lame-o. So this is turn 1 Tailwind plus Overheat. And I think our best way to deal with that is just to go straight into Mimikyu. It sucks we can't, unfortunately. Drampa's actually a little enticing too, but yeah, he's not gonna save us. Not gonna save us. Let's get Mimikyu in here. I'm nervous about, like, the overheat's just gonna break our... It's just going to break... I mean the overheat, the heat wave. Oh, just protect. Wow, okay. So just a double protect on turn 1 is all we're gonna see here. So not bad. I wish I maybe Swords Danced. I had some other options there. But yeah, we see that turn 1 protect play a lot on Whimsicott because of the fact that it could just encore you into any move you didn't really want to go for. So let's say we went for a fake out, they were going to encore us into fake out. Pretty standard stuff that Whimsicott gets up to here. I kind of want to stay in, I kind of don't want to stay in. I think we don't stay in, we immediately get Drampa in, and I think we just Trick Room. They're probably going to taunt our Mimikyu anyways. Okay, they don't. Wow. Oh, we just see the Aerodactyl switch in. Wow, okay. Well, we like that. And now we're going to have Cloud 9 on our Mega Drampa, but it is just in its base form. So I'm pretty sure that stays even when Charizard Megas. So no, it said Sunlight turned harsh, so maybe it's only when you... Yeah, maybe it's only when you initially switch in.
I'm so unlucky.
Ooh. That's a stinky heat wave burn. Whoa, that's nasty. I really dislike that. Goodness gracious, that wasn't cool. Alright, well, stinky heat wave burns really sucks because that kind of just neutralizes my Mimikyu as a threat, which I don't really like at all. Not going to be a ton we can do about that. So here I have to be aware of Aerodactyl. So I think I just play rough Aerodactyl. I don't want to just walk into a... I don't want to walk into a wide guard. But I feel like Aerodactyl has to attack because there's no way to get damage off on Drampa otherwise. Not really with the Charizard. So Charizard may protect. We'll see. Charizard doesn't protect. It's going to be good damage. And then we can break the Sash on the Aerodactyl if it has it. Don't get the... That does more damage. Is that a crit? Why'd that feel like so much damage? We do evade with Drampa. I feel like a lot of damage. I'm surprised by that damage. It's the Skarmory. So as long as they don't wide guard, which I feel would be a very odd play, we should be able to knock these two out. I'm just covering for Whimsicott switch in though. So Charizard does withdraw. Do we see the Whimsicott? We do see the excuse me, the Whimsicott. We're gonna Hyper Voice.
Okay, goodbye.
And that just OHKOs Whimsicott. Holy moly. Get it out of here with Berserk. Got that Berserk boost. Iron Head, we are slower than the Aerodactyl. We're just outspeeding Charizard and Garchomp here. So this is an interesting switch in. Charizard comes back in, and who else do we see? And the Legion. The Basque of the Legion. So I feel like Charizard Protect is like so obvious. But actually, what can... So it may just be a double up into Basque Legion. Don't we always beat Charizard? I feel like I always beat Charizard. Charizard should protect. Yeah, there we go. Get the pulse off. That almost just deletes that. Are gonna get this Brave Bird off, and that's gonna be GG's. So, Drampa, bro. Even with that Heat Wave burn on Mimikyu, it just didn't matter. GG's, GG's. What a way to start. What a way to start. I love that, I love that, I love that. That was a fantastic way to kick things off. Mega Drampa coming through and taking names. Alright, we got Perish Trap. So I haven't really played against Perish Trap a lot. Like, not a lot at all. So anyways, Mega Gengar, Incineroar, Sinistcha, Politoed, Mega Dragonite, and Mega Floette. So you got two different Mega options there. Or is that regular Dragonite? I don't know. I'd be surprised by Triple Mega here. No, it has to be Mega Dragonite with the rain. Triple Mega feels crazy, though. With Perish Trap feels a little odd to me. But maybe that's just the other mode of the team when you're not going for the Perish Trap. But okay, what is our best way of dealing with this? I think it's Sneasler, Mimikyu, Snorlax, and Sinistcha in the back. Let's try this out. So we're going to leave the Megas on the bench. I don't think I should need them, hopefully. And we're going to try to rock out without them. Dude's a decent bit higher than us on ladder. What do we see here? We do see the Gengar and the Incineroar. So that's going to reveal that we are not Sash. So my only thing here is I kind of don't want... Snorlax on the Perish Trap timer, because otherwise I think Snorlax is a fantastic switch in here, but I kind of don't want him on the Perish Trap timer. I think Snorlax is still the switch in, and we just Trick Room. Because I think we OHKO Gengar with the moves we have to our disposal here. So let's see what we see here. Just see outright Shadow Ball. Okay, so they're playing this just very offensively. We didn't even see a Fake Out, which is very surprising to me. Just a parting shot on the Mimikyu. Okay. Alright, well, Mimikyu was never really going to do too crazy of stuff here. We probably see the Sinistcha? That's just Politoed. Okay. I see what the game plan is here. So what if we Belly Drum and we Psych it up? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. You fool! Alright, we see no Protects. I wish I saw a Protect. We might see Encore Disable. Okay, Encore there. Alright, that could... we're going to... yeah, Mental Herb's gonna get rid of that. For a second, I forgot about it. We'll be able to Psych up, and then we got ways to get around that. We are going to see the Parasol now. Okay. Alrighty. So we probably see a double protect here. Okay, and then the Gengar protect as well, right? Yeah, alright. Fairs. So we're sneaking to get around Encore because Politoed is slower in Trick Room. So we probably see... So my question here is who should I target? Or is it always just Rock Slide? It's probably just always Rock Slide. Gengar should switch. Yeah, let's see it. Okay. Knock us down a peg. No Gengar switch though? Okay, double switch. Nice. Almost destroys them. That sucks it doesn't finish the job. Get rid of Senesha. We die in a turn, so that really sucks. Because this is just double. This is Gengar back in. Yeah, this is Gengar back in. So do our last two beat... Our last two do not beat Gengar. Oh, that sucks so bad. Our last two do not beat Gengar. Yeah, Gengar just always protects. Yeah, I could have played this better. Can't switch out. Nothing I could do. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, and this is exactly what I said I didn't want to do, and I still went for it. So I wasn't really the smartest. I think I went for a normal game plan and then transitioned into the Snorlax game plan afterwards, but I immediately went for this, and it just was not the smartest. I should have just went for the kill on Gengar on the turn that it Pairs Trapped, and we would have been fine. Yeah, I have to Swords Dance Matcha. And this is why we Swords Dance, because this exactly. Pair Song again, yay! I have to go for that. Hopefully we get the oh my god. Yeah, missing just absolves any chance. Okay, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Do you know how many times I double missed that move? It's actually insane. It's actually so dumb. It's so stupid. Like, goodness gracious. Why is it 60% accurate for me? I really can't tell you. It definitely feels like Focus Blast for me. Mimikyu, Skarmory, Snorlax, Senesha in the back. Yeah, I like that. Let's roll with that. Very interesting hard Trick Room team. Alright, they're going to lead the Farigiraf and the Mega Blastoids, as we kind of predicted. So my question is, do they just... I'm like, would they set up Trick Room? I feel like no. This is an interesting spot. Because it might just be... What does Farigiraf do? What if we double attack into Blastoids? I kind of like double attack into Blastoids. I don't want to set up Trick Room just yet. So let's say Blastoids fakes out our Skarmory, then we could get damage off on it through Play Rough, so that Water Spout, so that we're not just getting spouted. But let's see here. We do see the fake out into Skarmory, does negligible damage, and we'll hopefully not miss Play Rough. We don't. Any damage matters. Is that still just Trick Room? Alright, they do still just Trick Room. Interesting. So this is going to be Spout. This is like Helping Hand Spout. So what if I reverse it? Or it's like Rain Dance Spout. I'm gonna reverse it. I'm gonna protect Skarmory and I'm gonna reverse that Trick Room. See Thunderbolt, interesting. And Dark Pulse. Still Spout, okay. So that's just gonna break Mimikyu's disguise. And I feel like often Mega Blastoise doesn't have Protect. So let's switch that back. And then let's Brave Bird here to see if that has Protect. And then let's switch in Snorlax. If they do get the Trick Room set back up and Blastoise does have Protect, we'll be able to get Snorlax in a position to start doing some work. And this is where Mimikyu's disguise is just so busted, being able to absorb just one attack. Alright, so yeah, there's no Protect on the Blastoise. You just see Dark Pulse. Should somewhat eat that. Good damage though. You see Thunderbolt. That shouldn't kill. Does that kill? Yeah, I didn't think it killed. What do we want to do after seeing that damage? We know they got Aura Sphere, unfortunately, though. They generally have Aura Sphere. So I could just Rock Slide. What if I Rock Slide and Belly Drum? And we just pray I don't miss Rock Slide. And then we switch in Senesha. Yeah, let's try that. Because we know Blastoise doesn't have Protect. Alright, Blastoise just withdraws. Sylveon comes in, okay. That's unfortunate I left Skarmory in. We probably lose Skarmory here. Ooh, we get the flinch. I feel bad about that one. I feel bad about that one. So Sylveon basically can't attack. I think I'm just gonna Rock Slide. Yeah. Sylveon switches out into what? Armor Rouge, that's not gonna like this. Well, Iron Head. What do you got for Snorlax? Oh, we're slower. They're setting up Trick Room? You're setting up Trick Room? What? Are you really setting up Trick Room? There's no way they're setting up Trick Room. Ho! Ho! Ho ho! There's no way, bro. What is that? Why would they set up Trick Room? Why? Alright, well this is Protect and switch in Senesha. Just stalling out the Fake Out. Feels a bit obvious. But yeah, we got the opponent scrambling. Belly Drum Snorlax doing its thing. We got them scrambling. Snorlax in here. See the Fake Out, of course, and the Thunderbolt. Yeah, we eat that. Yummy. Tasty. So I don't believe we're gonna miss a Rock Slide and a Matcha Gotcha, so I'm actually not gonna Rage Powder. And I'm just going to give us the best chance to hopefully not miss both of these spread moves. If we miss both, I'll cry. For Riggy Yiggy Liggy Liggy Laugh. Alright, there's that. There's no Protect on Blastoise, we don't miss. That's going to knock out both. That's going to knock out both. I guess we could have just Life Dude thing. And that's just GG's. That's GG's. Thanks for setting up Trick Room. How kind. How freaking kind, man. These people are so kind to us. And there's the forfeit. And there goes the battle. Let me know who gets that reference. Alright you guys, I wanted to hop into a few more games so I could get you all a better look at the updated version of the team. We made some small changes that I did already go over, so I wanted to ensure that you guys got to see those battles with those changes, because while they are small, they're very impactful in how the way you navigate the battle now, and also just the way it makes everything kind of work together now. So let's definitely hop into some games. Our first opponent's going to have a team of Mega Scovillian, Ceruledge, Incineroar, Sinisha, Heliolisk, and Primarina. And once again, I apologize for my voice as I'm going through, I have a little bit of a sickness that especially is affecting my throat. So apologies for that. But yeah, we're going to push through. Let's try that. I'm going to go with Sneasler, Drampa in the lead with Mimikyu and Snorlax in the back. Hopefully, if we could get belly drummed up with Snorlax, we can just not care about the Scovillian. And yeah, we do see that lead. Okay. So I will fake out, and I'm just gonna Hyper Voice. I want the damage on both, and I don't want to try to go for Earth Power on the Incineroar, and then it gets moved over to the Scovillian. But I will fake out Incineroar just so that it doesn't get to fake out our two guys. We could see it Protect, but I'm not really interested in playing around that. We're gonna both lead Fake Out and our Mega. We don't see. Do we see the Rage Powder? Just see a Leech Seed. Okay, that's mostly fine. Yeah, that does great damage. Oh, that's a crit. I was like, wait, that's crazy damage. So if Scovillian's gonna try to play the Protect game, we just close combat the Incineroar, knock it out. So I am just gonna go for that. I don't really see too much downside. The Ceruledge could come in. Oh yeah, the Ceruledge can come in. Huh. Do I play around Ceruledge switch in? Because there is a high likelihood that Ceruledge comes in here. I'm not gonna respect Ceruledge switch in. Huh. Just in case Scovillian doesn't Protect, I feel like it should though. Yeah, and that's Ceruledge, isn't it? Goodness gracious, why would I not? That's such an easy call to make, and I just refused. Such an easy call to make. And it's not effective. So Ceruledge can't really damage Drampa though. So here, we could go to the back, and I think we just Hyper Voice again. We could also neutralize our Sneasler, but I don't think that's a smart way to play, if I'm being completely honest. I'm so mad I didn't just make that call, because it was super obvious. I'm going to leave the Ceruledge alone, and I'm just going to go for another Hyper Voice into the Scovillian. do see Rage Powder, okay. So, I guess I could have Dragon Pulse. Oh, we see Bulk Up. Interesting. Okay, okay, okay. I have to stop ignoring that now. That's almost dead. Very close. Very close to dead. Oh, that's what protects. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, it's just a double protect. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's more than fine. Alright, so let's set up Trick Room. We're getting really whittled down from this Scovillian though. So we gotta be careful. Yeah, that's a lot of damage at this point. Kind of want to switch in Snorlax because we can't really do much with Mimikyu here. Especially because of the priority on our move. The million-dollar question here is, do I just Hyper Voice for max damage? I feel like I do. I'm going to try to Pulse. I'm nervous about spread Hyper Voice damage. Alright, so we do see that. And hopefully this knocks out. We do see Shadow Sneak. We were never going to allow that. And hopefully this knocks out. It does. Alright, awesome. Alright, so now just burn. Goodness gracious, Lead Seed is gone. We could probably overwhelm Cerulege. We could easily see a... kind of want Incineroar gone, but I don't want to keep ignoring Cerulege. Cerulege with the bulk up means I think we should focus on it. So let's Belly Drum and let's in front of two fire types. Obviously we have Thick Fat, and then let's go for Earth Power into the Cerulege since it is boosted up. I don't want to act like it has Shadow Sneak. That's very... Alright, we do see it there. That's unfortunate. But that does allow us to get the Belly Drum up. So let's see if the Cerulege focuses on the Snorlax. We do see Bitter Blade into Snorlax. Yeah, we eat that. Eat that pretty comfortably. Oh, their lead sheet's still there. Okay, I gotta switch out Drampa. No, that's it. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No! I completely forgot that the lead sheet stays even when you feint the Pokemon that puts the lead sheet on you. I actually forgot about that. But now we can Rock Slide. How many turns of Trick Room are left? We have 2 turns of Trick Room left. We can Rock Slide. We could Rock Slide and Shadow Sneak. I know a Psych Up is enticing, but I feel like we get Shadow Sneaked this turn. So I don't want to play this too like crazily. Psych Up was beautiful. What a turn. What a turn we could have just psyched up. Goodness. Please don't miss. 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 Nice. Nice. Stop an alarm. Alright, not bad. What does our opponent have in the back? Sinisha. Alright, so yeah, that was definitely our bulk up turn. Oh, they're going to redirect, right? Don't you always redirect here? Yeah, I was nervous about Rage Powder, so I did not want to Shadow Sneak there. Rock Slide doesn't miss, huge. Oh, and that's not even Sash. That's not even Sash. That's not even Sash. Well, GG's to our opponent. Belly Drum Snorlax doing his thing again. Psych Up. Do we actually Psych Up the Snorlax? What? How do I keep clicking the opposing... What? Wait, how do I keep clicking That's the second time I've somehow clicked the opposing guy. I swear I just clicked Snorlax. I don't know what's going on with that. I swear I clicked Snorlax. But anyways, we'll take that win, and let's keep going. Alright, our next opponent's going to be another Mega Scovillian. What's going on there? But alongside Kommo-o, King Gambit, Basculegion, Sneasler, and Aerodactyl. So Kommo-o's a pretty big threat, as it puts a lot of pressure on Drampa and Snorlax with it. With its dragon fighting coverage. So we're gonna have to be aware of that, especially alongside Mega Scovillian, which kind of disallows us from using like Skarmory to easily answer it and stuff like that. But Skarmory should do even good damage through a burn. Alright, so the thought process here is hopefully Belly Drum Snorlax can just win us another game. That's kind of the thought process. And that Skarmory plays good into the Sneasler, the Aerodactyl, very common leads. And the Kommo-o, of course. Alright, so they do lead the Kommo-o. So we have a good matchup into Kommo-o with these two. So Kommo-o's also walled by Mimikyu, so that's also nice. I'm not too afraid of anything here. But I guess I shouldn't mess around with potential overheat on the Scovillian. I really do want a Swords Dance. I feel like this is a protect or a switch, but if I get overheated by the Scovillian, we're in trouble. And Scovillian's also a threat to Sinistcha, so yeah, I really want to get Kommo-o just withdraws. Okay. Aerodactyl comes in. Okay, that's fine. That's also fine. So, do we see the Scovillian Mega Evolve, or does it just protect? Okay, it is gonna Mega Evolve. We should just OHKO though with Brave Bird. Yes, we'll get burned, but once again, Burn Skarmory is not a bad Pokemon. Mega Skarmory. Alright, yeah, Brave Bird should just OHKO. And it does. But let's get burned, sadly. But yeah, big threat. Nice to have it out the way. And you can see that Skarmory has a good matchup into 3 out of 4 of their Pokemon so far. Because of the Aerodactyl, the Scovillian, and the Kommo-o. Oh, Bask Pro Shop? Just coming in like that? I feel like I always beat Aerodactyl, so I kind of want to ignore it. But I guess it is putting pressure. So is Basculegion. What if we just double into Basculegion, because I do not believe it has Protect.
Wrong.
Oh my god, it has Protect. God damn it. Alright, that's on me, that's on me. That's on me. So, dual Wing Beat. Oh, just Rock Slide, okay. That's smart, that's smart. Kommo-o's not gonna like taking this either, so I'm actually just gonna go for the same. They may Aqua Jet. Okay, that's fine. You're just gonna let me get all this damage off on Kommo-o? That works. It's gonna eat that pretty nicely, but the Brave Bird should do good damage. Yeah, that's good damage. That's gonna end Skarmory. Dual Wing Beat? Just Rock Slide. Single target Rock Slide. Yeah, that's gonna be good damage. Let's go into Snorlax, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. How many turns of Trick Room? 2, right? Yeah, 2 turns of Trick Room left. Kommo-o likely protects, but I don't think I could fully play around that. Honestly, this is an interesting spot because Dual Wing Beat could take us out. But we would have redirection for the next turn. I'm a little nervous about this turn specifically, because I don't know if Kommo-o is going to protect or not. It feels like it should, though. I'm just still going to go for Belly Drum. Kommo-o does protect. Okay. Okay. I should have called that. Oh, we can't eat our berry in front of Aerodactyl. How did I forget about that? Oh, that's huge. We can't eat our berry in front of Aerodactyl. That is huge, actually. But this is a kill on Kommo-o at least. And I don't have to redirect or nothing. I think this is just double attack, to be honest. And we just hope they don't have wide guard. And I gotta hope that Rock Slide, +6 Rock Slide should definitely take out Kommo-o. I gotta hope we don't miss though. Let's hope we don't miss. We do miss. That sucks, man. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks so bad. Because Dual Wing Beat's gonna do crazy damage now. That sucks. Can this take out? At least it takes out. Can I get a burn after missing? Oh, that miss really sucked. Alright, that's not great damage. Twisted Dimensions return to normal. Basculegion can take us out with one last respects. We know it's not we know it has protect. Dual Wing Beat never takes us out, so this is always Rage Powder Rock Slide and just hope we could actually hit it this time. We don't see wide guard, which is great. Dual Wing Beat, yeah, that never takes us out. And then we see Last Respects, right? And doesn't, as long as we don't miss, don't we just take out both? Oh, Liquidation, that's a crazy play. That's a crazy play. I can't say I understand that play. That's Last Respects every time. We don't miss. And that does not take it out. Oh, that's crazy. +6, brother. But we got 2 units to their 1. And now we actually get to eat our berry. So that should be GG's as long as we don't miss much. Gotcha. And we will just high horsepower now. Actually, I think Snorlax always wins. Not enough damage, especially with Liquidation over Wave Crash. Alright, we do just see the Last Respects. And then let's high horsepower. Nice. Cool. Not bad. Not bad. Belly Drum Snorlax putting in crazy work, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm at it again. I'm telling you. It's slept on. It's very slept on. But alright, our next opponent's going to have Mega Frostlass, Milotic, Basculegion, Sneasler, Meowstic, and King Gambit. So, looking at this team, obviously Drampa's threatened by the ice damage, but Snorlax looks really good against this team. Obviously, other than the Sneasler, Snorlax looks great here. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're already bringing the Skarmory, so we're definitely not bringing Drampa. He's not good enough to bring the regular version. So yeah, never mind. Already bringing Mega Skarmory. Alright, and this person's in the 1700s, so this should be a good game to see if we're really cooking. Are we cooking, really? Alright, Meowstic and Milotic is an interesting lead combo. Yeah, let's Trick Room. Let's go into Snorlax. Oh, not Yawn. Oh, come on, bro. You gotta have more class than that. Whirlpool? Oh ho. Okay. Alright, well, we may slightly be able to get them with this. Maybe. Let's see. What a strat. Wow. Yeah, they're just gonna go for that on everything and then Whirlpool again. Okay. Okay. I see what the plan is here. That residual damage is gonna get really annoying, but we do have Sinisha in the back. Snorlax. That was Snorlax. Okay. Okay. Oh, Whirlpool missed? Oh, wow, that's huge. So they unfortunately can double protect here. And we might see that. But I already set up Mimikyu, so I can't really switch. I could switch next turn. And this just has to be Rock Slide and hope that we only sleep for one turn. You see Reflect, okay. Come on, Snorlax. Ah. Let's go. Is that a crit? That's a crit. Ooh, that's a huge crit. That's a huge crit. Oh, we're already freed from the Whirlpool. We are gonna go to sleep to the Yawn, though. Hopefully Snorlax wakes up this turn. You see the Sneasler. I unfortunately have to stay in. I do not have the luxury of being able to switch out. Because Mimikyu's all buffed up. Its disguise hasn't even been broken because we dodged that Whirlpool, which was huge. Please Snorlax, please Snorlax, please Snorlax. Wake up, Snorlax. Wake up, Snorlax. Wake up, dude. Wake up. Snorlax. Oh my god. Snorlax letting me down, bro. Letting me down, bro. That's a letdown, Big Snore. That's a letdown. Not full. I swear, I don't think I have yet to get put to sleep and not do full sleep turns. I get that they nerfed sleep. I don't know. I haven't fully felt it. I know I'm not getting 3 full turns like priorly, but still, it feels bad that I can't ever wake up on 2. It's always the 3rd turn that I finally wake up, which is so annoying. Like, that's ridiculously annoying at this point. We're going to Shadow Sneak into Frostlass, and I think this is just a Brave Bird into that Sneasler. If it protects, that's fine. Yeah, Protect is fine here. But yeah, we got lucky. Dodging a Whirlpool and critting the Milotic was lucky. So it kind of offsets the unluckiness on the Snorlax. So yeah, I don't want to be too biased. Don't want to be too biased. Alright, here's Mega Frostlass. Can you please wake up on Mimikyu? Can you please wake up on Mimikyu? We've already slept 1 turn. Give me just 1 sleep turn. Please. Never. Never. They said it's not happening. Alright, so sadly, this Blizzard's gonna do a lot, but I still think Mimikyu should be able to win. Oh, Substitute. That's super annoying. That's super annoying. So we have a guaranteed wake up this turn. So I think what I do is Shadow Sneak the Meowstic, and I think I just Protect to play around Frostlass Protect and to play around Yawn, another Yawn. Yeah, there's the Yawn. Nice. Excuse me, that didn't kill. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You do see the Blizzard. We protected on that. It's gonna break our disguise. Hopefully no freezing. Okay. What if we went for Frostlass now? Let's see. There's the Yawn. Let's break the sub with Shadow Sneak, and then let's knock this out with Iron Head. As long as it doesn't set up Auroraville, this should always knock out. The question is, how offensive is this Frostlass? Oh, we live on 6, bro. Please don't freeze. No freezing. That doesn't die either. What is going on with these Pokemon, bro? Oh, because of Reflect. Why am I forgetting about Reflect? I'm so bad about that. I'm always forgetting about Reflect. Don't we only have Sinisha in the back? Sinisha's gonna get curve stomped by. Frostlass can protect. What do we do here? I need Frostlass gone, like bad. I need Frostlass gone bad. So was our play always Shadow Sneak the Frostlass and Iron Head the Meowstic? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, let's go for it. There's a Reflect back up. I don't see a Protect. We should be in the clear then. Shadow Sneak, get it out of here. Alright, so since it had sub, it was probably 4 moves, no Protect, because I feel like you always Protect there. And the Iron Head to not recoil ourselves, and that means that lives, which is super annoying. Meowstic's gonna have to show me a damaging move before I don't Protect, and there we go. Meowstic is just Sableye without foul play. So there we go. Next opponent's gonna have Charizard-Y, Whimsicott, King Gambit, Basculegion, Garchomp, and Mega Glimmora. So this is like that common shell that people are playing now. I don't know, I don't see a fighting type. Let's bring Drampa. Let's try making a Drampa showcase here. I see no fighting type. There's probably low kick on the King Gambit. We could deal with that. Let's see it. We're gonna go no Skarmory, and we're bringing the boy Drampa. I feel like we got a guaranteed Trick Room here with Mimikyu, hopefully. Alright, and we do see Garchomp and the... Oh, I didn't mean to lead Snorlax. What? Oh, I did that wrong. This is why my face cam hovering over stuff is wrong. Oh, I meant to lead. Goodness gracious. I did not mean to lead Snorlax. Oh no. Alright, I think I still have to switch, sadly. And then I think it's just Rock Slide with Snorlax. I know that's never going to take out the Charizard though, so that really sucks. Charizard might Protect though. But yeah, this was a mistake. This was a big mistake. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Charizard Protect. No Protect from Charizard. That's crazy to me. That's good damage on our Snorlax, sadly. It's breaking our Disguise. This is bad. We probably see a Heat Wave as well. Yeah, this is bad. This is really, really bad. Oh, we dodge. Alright, the dodge is huge. All this damage on Snorlax before Trick Room's up is awful. Alright, so now at least we have Shadow Sneak for the Garchomp. I mean for the Charizard. But will it respect? And then how do I get up Trick Room? How do I get up Trick Room still? Because another Earthquake is just such good damage on us. And I did not bring an Earthquake switch in, so that's why everything about this is so gross. I feel like I have to make that play. I really don't want to just go for damage though on the... What if I just Protect? Let's just Protect Snorlax and let Shadow Sneak. Oh, we just see a withdraw to King Gambit. What was that? Yep, King Gambit. Alright, that makes sense. But what's their play? You did an Earthquake next to your Garch. I mean, yeah, next to your King Gambit. Oh, he did. Oh, wow. Well, that's crazy. Now that is actually crazy. Let's play rough and let's... Don't really have switch-ins here. I can switch in the Sneasler to get around low kick. But what would Garchomp do? I might have to let Snorlax go down. That might be the play. Does King Gambit just protect? I feel like King Gambit protect makes a lot of sense. Let's just go for that. King Gambit protect makes a lot of sense. Okay, we do just see Rock Slide now. That's not going to take out Mimikyu though. We don't flinch. We get the play rough off. That just barely doesn't knock out Garchomp. Live on 7. Oh, how gross. And we do see the low kick. Okay. Alright, well now we could get in Sneasler. Yeah, now we could get in Sneasler. They may... They may Sucker Punch our Mimikyu, unfortunately. And I don't really have a play other than switching out for that. Yeah, because I can't set up Trick Room here, so let's just switch out. And I think I close combat the Garchomp. Yeah, that's my play. I'm going to close combat Garchomp, and I'm going to switch in Drampa. Do close combat the Garchomp. King Gambit shouldn't have much for our... I guess it's Cleave. I'm surprised no... Yeah, I'm really surprised by no Sucker Punch there. That's crazy damage, too. That really sucks. That's a lot of damage. Bascue. Bass Pro Shops. I don't know, I just gotta pray that the Bascule Legion isn't Scarf. It's the only way to get out of this. It's literally our only way. We lose though if it's Scarf. GG's. I've been running into so many that aren't Scarf though. So many. But yeah, Scarf Bascule Legion wins. Nice. Okay, we have a chance. Nice, we have a chance, we have a chance, we have a chance. Because this is probably Last Respects, but then, yeah, there's the Last Respects. And sadly, if Garchomp didn't have rough skin, we wouldn't have even been, our sash wouldn't have been broken. So this is where the harsh sunlight plays into our favor. But we gotta get a call right. We gotta get a call right. Gotta get a call right. I don't think I could take 2 attacks. I don't think the Liquidation in the Sun and the Charizard attack both are something that we can live. I do not think so. I don't know. Let's try it. Oh, Charizard protects. I get that call wrong. I get it wrong. Alright, we see the Aqua Jet anyways. I think they threw. Why do you protect if whoa. Why do you protect if you're always gonna knock out Mimikyu anyways? I think they threw. Oh wow. We lead completely incorrectly. We put ourselves in a terrible spot and I think they just threw. It's always single target Hyper Voice. I swear Charizard can't take us out with any one attack. Unless it gets like a quadrillion mega crit. There's the Weather Ball. I swear that doesn't do 85. I swear that doesn't do 85. It did just need a regular crit though, since we're not, no more Cloud9. Excuse me. That is amazing. That is amazing. Goodness gracious, what a beautiful one to end on. Bouncing back from the mistaken lead. How beautiful. How beautiful. 5 wins in a row. I know we could still be higher in Masters, but I think that's pretty good, especially considering all of the, like, I tried playing last night and I was just way too sleepy, so it was just kind of, it didn't really go well. So considering all the mistakes I made while climbing just from not playing at optimal times and stuff, I think finishing at 5 wins in a row with high 1600, definitely easily room to push for more, is fantastic. And I'm glad that we got Drampa out there at the end there too, so that was super cool to see. So overall, I'm satisfied. Thank you all so much though for tuning in into this showcase of our Belly Drum Snorlax Spotlight. I hope you guys are really enjoying these team showcases and the fact that I'm going to start bringing you guys 2 in a row like this and then an indie gaming video, because I know you guys are really hyped for this Pokemon content and for a creator who's just giving you creative teams. I know a lot of other creators, they cook a little bit, but a lot of other creators are focused on like, oh, this guy top cut with this meta team. Like, they're using other people's teams a lot, and I think there's something very unique about creating your own teams and putting your own thinking cap on and really trying to solve the meta on your own. It's not something I'm going to say is super easy, and that's why I want to come out with a resource video so I can help you guys, but also make sure to drop into that Discord link in the description so I can help you guys there as well. Trying to grow an awesome community, and I'd love to have you all a part of it. This was really fun. I love this team. I can't wait to keep playing it. This is a team I'm definitely going to keep playing, as I think it has a decent spot into the meta right now. And yeah, let me know your guys' thought. What do you think of this team? Do you like the Mega Skarmory, the Mega Drampa, the Belly Drumming Snorlax? Let me know your thoughts on all of that. I would love to hear it. And yeah, thanks once again. I'm just going to keep saying it. Thanks for all the love on the Pokemon content. It means the absolute world to me. YouTube has been so motivating lately with the positive reception on all the content. So honestly, thank you guys. Thank you. I am forever grateful. And I'm going to continue to grind for you all. But I think that's enough. Also, make sure to subscribe. More content on the way. See you guys in the next one. For now, that's it from me. Signing off. Peace out. Oh my god. Oh! Not high Dragon. Let's go. Oh, how hype.